What is going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk on what sets SoFi apart, more so from the customer standpoint. Also, I want to talk on what a big week this is, especially what JP Morgan is calling out for it to be. I'm going to discuss that and what that means for us as investors, and also talk on what is happening behind the scenes. But before I get into any of that though, making sure you guys hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. Don't forget to pop over to my Discord. It is a free chat, a lot of good people. And with that said though, let's get right to it. As usual, I always like to point out the very bottom live ticker going, so 3.43% down as of right now, 7.8 million as far as volume. So definitely within the first 1 hour of the trading day, our volume is up there as usual. Average volume is 53.8. Block volume, 1.6 million shares being purchased by institutions and hedge funds just today alone. Like I said, within the first 1 hour of the trading day, institutions have been really getting in over the last several weeks, largely because of its inclusion on the Russell 3000, but still at the end of the day, very beneficial for SoFi. And so right now we're technically outside the parameters for any institutions who do track the Russell 3000 to add it. So all the institutional purchasing today is on its own merit and things like that. So that's very positive if you ask me, but especially what JP Morgan did say. So JP Morgan this week, despite us being down, is calling for a 7% plus week. And that is a pretty specific call out, but they do attribute it to rebalancing. The fact that a lot of growth stocks such as SoFi that have been hit so hard when it comes down to the end of the quarter, which is this week, a lot of institutions are going to be doing a lot of rebalancing on their fixed percentage portfolios. So definitely could see a lot of nice swings. So hopefully that does come out, because right now starting out on Monday with it being a red day isn't necessarily the best, but at the end of the day, we all know this is a long-term investment. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but it's going to be a very beneficial ride in the end. One thing as well, I just wanted to talk on what's happening today. There's a lot of shorts getting in, plain and simple. So looking right here, as far as day by day change, it's almost up 1%, but yet cost to borrow is actually going up, so 3.96%. And at the end of the day, I have always discussed this because typically they're inverse. So the short interest and the cost to borrow, typically when it gets a little bit more expensive for shorts to kind of maintain their position, short interest goes down, which makes sense. But when both go up, that's a little bit more of a bearish signal, and right now that is happening. So definitely shorts are trying to manipulate SoFi and try and bring it down as much as possible. This is why I feel that the rest of the week should be green. Again, my own 2 cents. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence, because I think we're just being prematurely brought down because of manipulation. Other factors as well, but still I think it's largely because of that, especially if you do couple that with what happened on Friday, which was absolutely huge. So I've been covering a lot of the dark pool. So like I mentioned at the very beginning, so the block volume, so 1.6 million shares being purchased by institutions, that's as of right now, that is on the secondary market. So outside of that though, there is the dark pool, which is this. Unfortunately, a lot of retail investors don't really have access to this or anything like that. So this is mainly for institutions only. So you can see right now, just today alone, there's 420,000 and 357,000. So 2 big transactions first thing in the morning, like I said, within the first hour of the trading day. But that isn't the kicker. Look at what happened on Friday. And I've not seen this in a very, very long time. So look at this. I actually have to keep scrolling. All these major transactions that happened on Friday, a lot of them are very substantial. As you can see, 2.5 million, there was 5.3, 9.21 million, 1.5, 12 million. There's a lot of big transactions that was happening on Friday. So a lot of big money have been getting in at these substantial discounts. And even where we are at right now, I still feel that we can easily be and should be $9 plus, hands down. This is why when we hit $8, I backed up the bus, because SoFi I know is going to do a lot of good things. Just it's going to be a little bit more volatile in the short term, but clearly, as you can tell, a lot of institutions have really been valuing the SoFi's discount and where it's been sitting at. So take suit and do your own due diligence at the end of the day, or if you are one of those retail investors that likes to follow what big money is doing, they are buying SoFi, plain and simple. So one thing as well, I just wanted to pop over. Unfortunately, I'm going to piggyback off of her. I've not actually subscribed to her. It does look like 𝗖𝗓𝗡𝗖𝗧, but she actually does a very good review. So I've already watched this twice, and obviously I'm just leaving it on here because it gives a good representation on things. I'm going to link her channel in the description below. Highly recommend you watching this. I'm sure a lot of you have SoFi checking and savings accounts, credit cards, other products as well. But the way she explains it, it puts it in a perspective that obviously it shows that SoFi can be set apart because it does have a all-in-one kind of component, which is ultimately what SoFi wants. She references that many times throughout the video, saying that no other institution does the same kind of thing, and which even in my case as well. Technically, where I bank, which is Toronto Dominion, unfortunately, they don't have everything all in one. I actually have to have multiple different accounts at different places to get what I want, which in the end, SoFi, hopefully you come over to Canada. But still, on a side note, even still, it's still exciting to be investing in SoFi, for instance, this. And again, what sets SoFi apart is these all-in-one kind of platforms. And not only that, though, they're trying to always make those products the best of the best, even more so on the investing, on how they added extended hours and things like that, options trading. There's a lot of different things that you can always elaborate on every different front to make the customer experience as good and beneficial as possible. And again, like I said, especially if it's an all-in-one kind of component, one place to get everything that you need, it's a win-win. Definitely, I think that's one underlying thing that a lot of people don't really realize and how important it is. But still, that aside though, I think we all know what SoFi is able and capable of doing in the future. Still, I think where we're at is by no means, like even 6 months from now, 1 year from now, everything is going to look completely different. SoFi is going to continue to update all of its products to make it look a lot more appealing. Customer experience continuously increasing. So hands down, it is a win-win, and especially if they do expand to other continents such as Asia, which I know might be in the works, but still, that's my own 2 cents. So overall though, I am going to highly recommend taking a look at her video. But still, with all that though, I am going to pop over and do some technical analysis. So right now, I have the 50, 100, 200-day moving averages, Bollinger Bands, RSI, stochastic, and momentum. So looking at momentum over the last little bit, number of buyers have been getting in. Unfortunately, today it does look like there's a little bit more fear causing them to go down. But at the end of the day, I think no matter what I've been pointing out is big money is dictating where SoFi is going. They are getting in, causing it to go up. Merely retail investors, it's a good sentiment because at the end of the day, you need retail presence to some regard. You need it to be sought out in a positive image, and this is why I bring up momentum. So as well, looking at stochastic, you can see there is a deviation, black line above the red, showing a nice bullish trend. And not only that though, it's at 25, which is extremely oversold. And looking, RSI is 44, so fairly neutral in that regard. And we are going down a little bit, which overall isn't the end all be all of everything. It's a little bit of consolidation, which is fairly healthy for stocks. At the end of the day, as long as we don't break below that $5.60 mark, which was the ultimate low on this kind of dip here, then in reality, we're still on very healthy terms. So take that how you see that, but still lower percentile of the Bollinger Band. We do need to get over that central Bollinger Band and also 50-day moving average, which is basically at the same thing. So $6.34 and $6.54, those are very big points that we need to watch for, hopefully in the short term. But given all of this, and especially what JP Morgan is saying, then hopefully we should see a nice massive rally by the end of the week, especially if they are incorporating a 7% where we were at neutral. So it should be maybe at 9%, give or take. Again, you never know, right? Let me know your thoughts on JP Morgan. I think overall though, JP Morgan has been really switching what they are doing, because even technically they've come out to say that the tail end of 2022, they see all-time highs on a lot of major growth stocks such as SoFi. So they've really been switching their investing recently, and it does look like their appetite for risk has gone up considerably, because they did switch from real estate to crypto, which in general doesn't look like it is a good decision right now. But still, in the end, same as SoFi, short term it kind of sucks. Short term is a lot of volatility, but long term is going to be very beneficial. But with all that, let me know your thoughts on SoFi in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that, I appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on SoFi.